Hello everybody, today I have another review video for you all, hooray, and in today's review video, we're going to do another one of the Junkions. If you remember last review video. So this guy, his name is Trashmaster, and presumably he is supposed to be the leader of the Junkions. I mean, the name Trashmaster and the fact that he's the biggest figure of the three Junkions released in Legacy. But I don't know about that, because the Junkions was a thing that existed before Legacy. It was I think it was the first time it ever happened was in the Transformers movie, and the leader, I don't remember what his name was, but he was a motorcycle and he had like a fancy like mustache, I'm pretty sure. So this guy, is a big bulky guy, and one of the problems that I have with this figure is, if you notice, he's got a hollow head. This was also a problem on Scrap Hook. If I turn his head around, you can see that he's got a pretty hollow gap. And although with Scrap Hook, it's a little less noticeable because the gap is at the very back of the head, and if you turn it around, he's got a backpack, so it doesn't really reveal it. But not only are the gaps in his head a little more noticeable from more angles, but also you could see it a little better from the back. Also, while I have these two figures out here, I'd just like to comment on the fact that, so when I reviewed Scraphook, I said that I enjoyed the browns and oranges and reds, because it, along with the grays, or like the silver color, because it felt like really rusted and battle damage and made sense. Kind of felt a little cyberpunk. Yeah, he's got a mostly silver with like brown and orange accents on top of silver, so it feels like he was painted or rusted over, but like his true color was silver at one point. But Trashmaster, he feels a lot more cartoony. The colors are a lot more flat. They're not as shiny, or at least the gray is not the same shiny silvery gray that this is. Like this, as you can see, it's kind of got like a kind of flat finish on it, but this one's, it's a little shiny, like you get some sparkle in it, which is kind of a shame, because this guy, I was really kind of looking forward to this guy, and then getting him out and it kind of looks like he's made of Play-Doh. It's not too bad. It doesn't really bring the figure down that much. It's a little disappointing because it doesn't really feel like these two figures go together. Anyways, taking him in for a closer look. As you can see, he's pretty big and bulky. He's got a lot of kibble. He's got a lot of extra junk in the trunk. This can be dealt with, because if you remember from my previous video, I talked about the Evo Fusion, and that the figures can kind of come apart. So this figure is actually designed to do the Evo Fusion onto him. He was kind of meant for the Evo. He wasn't meant to be the Evo Fusion. He was meant to be for the Evo Fusion to be done on him. Because of this, he doesn't split apart as much. Because with Scrap Hook, his arms and legs came off, and then all sorts of other pieces. But with Trashmaster here, the only thing that could really come off are his legs, and then the bit that I just ripped off, I'm pretty sure is just considered as accessories. Another problem with this figure, and it was kind of a problem with Scrap Hook a little bit, but not as bad, is that a lot of these joints are very, very floppy. Sometimes, and also, I can't tell if he's not supposed to have any ankle articulation or if it's just incredibly stiff. Like, I cannot move these ankles. I can get a slight tilt so I can put his legs out a little bit, but they do not want to move. They're literally, I've never seen a joint so stiff on a Transformer ever in my life, and I have a lot. His head is fairly normal. I've had problems with ball joints where like they would kind of get like loose on one side, looking at you, Earthrise Optimus. And his wrists are pretty normal, but just look at this. I'm just trying to rotate his wrists, and his arms are wiggling. This shouldn't really be a problem with most figures. I mean, I guess you'd normally try and grab the arm and then the wrist, but I literally just went to twist the wrist, and the wrist shouldn't be tighter than the bicep swivel, okay? That's all I'm saying. If a joint is like more towards the middle, it should be stronger. It should be sturdier. The ankles should be sturdy. So should the knees and the thighs, which is they're okay on the thighs, not a little floppy on the knees, and then the ankles are like stiff as heck. Yeah, but the arms are a little floppy. It doesn't mean it's a bad figure. The articulation isn't that bad. It's actually really nice. You got all the articulation points you would want. It's also got this. This is one of the accessories he came with. Speaking of which, it's probably a good transition into the next topic I'd like to talk about with this guy. This guy does not have nearly as many accessories as Scraphook had. Like with Scraphook, you had the two front pieces that could come off, the back piece, or his arms could come off, and then you had the hood pieces that could come out and become guns, and then you had the hook arm, and then the hook itself, and then the weird tire thing. But he had a whole bunch of accessories, and you can make more out of him. This guy, not so much. You got these boom arms that come like hydraulics in the garbage truck mode. He turns into a garbage truck. And then you have this claw thing, and then this piece, which I'm pretty sure is considered an accessory because you don't even need this in the robot mode. I don't know if this is just my skill as a Transformer collector or if this guy's just stupid easy to transform, but I literally just picked this guy up straight out of the box, did not look at the instructions at all. I transformed him. Okay, very easily. He's unlike Scraphook, which I also transformed without the instructions. Scraphook is a little more complicated. He's got a lot more panels. There's a lot more folding that's going on. This guy, he's just bricks moving. Okay, bricks, brick, 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 brick. It's pretty basic. Imagine you're transforming a Minecraft block or a Rubik's Cube. So first what you want to do is collapse his head. Put this up. Kind of get this out of the way. Arms up. Twist, 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 twist. So all these details kind of line up. And then twist, 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 twist. Move. And this will click in. Same on the other side. And then you bring them all the way in the back. They'll click in like so. And then you snap like so. Pull up and rotate around. Once you have the legs rotated, you can come to the back here, fold these legs up almost like you're transforming an Optimus figure, and then click them together again like as if you're transforming an Optimus figure, and then bring it up and click it into these tabs. And then once you're done with that, these kind of skirt pieces will kind of automatically line themselves up, but you just push them in until they click. This side seems to want to go in. There we go. And then bring these pieces up, which can be removed. You can remove them for the transformation, but it's easier just to leave them in because they're kind of annoying to pull out. And then with this front bit here, you take this front grill piece from earlier, which you can also transform with it on. You don't have to take it off. I just took it off earlier and forgot about it. Click it in, and then the piece of resistance, you take this clompy claw thing, which doesn't really need to exist besides this. You fold it up, push it in until it doesn't go anymore, and then you just fold this down, and there you go. So here is the vehicle mode, and right off the bat, it's a really nice vehicle mode. It's supposed to be a garbage truck, but in my opinion, it doesn't really look like a garbage truck. It is a really nice vehicle. If they were to just say it's a normal truck made of garbage, I would have been like, yes, this is amazing. I love it. But when they say that it's a garbage truck made of garbage, which could have been the best thing in the world if done correctly, I don't know, it kind of flopped in the end. It doesn't scream garbage truck, although if you stretch your imagination a little bit, maybe. If you look at it close enough, it looks more like a truck with garbage on the back or some sort of package. In the back, you could see where what was supposed to be basically the opening you throw the garbage in. Although the thing is that if a tiny person walks up to this, it's supposed to be like big and open. So it would kind of be like this. And it only crushes, and the chopper thing is like inside, not out in the open like this. Otherwise, garbage would fall out as it's being crushed. Another detail is that these hydraulic pieces, which do kind of pull together the garbage truck look of it, I feel like they're a little too small because these things are supposed to be able to reach in front of the garbage truck in order to lift the whatever dumpster you're picking up into the top, which is not really that open. This entire top bit's supposed to be wide open to let trash go in. It does kind of have a little opening in it, which from some angles it does look a little bigger, but it's not that big. Again, it's a good vehicle mode and I really like it. It's just that it doesn't really scream garbage truck. Okay, it's great. I love it. I love the big tires. It's really fun to roll. And if you were to take off these extra pieces and just say it was a truck, then I would dig it. I would love it. It doesn't. And again, if it's okay for it to be a garbage truck, it's just that maybe if it was presented a little nicer and then a little more garbage truck looking. I don't know, to me it just kind of feels like as if someone forgot what a garbage truck looked like and then tried to make a garbage truck. It's kind of what it feels like someone did here. But another problem that I kind of mentioned in the robot mode is that the colors are very, very flat. I feel like they don't really have as much of a rustic cyberpunk look to them because they're very flat because this is the direct plastic color, and bringing a scrap hook in here, you can see almost the entire figure was silver painted brown, which in a lot of situations is something you wouldn't really want because the paint could chip. But the way they did it, like, it kind of almost gives the paint feels a little more shiny and it just feels a lot more metal looking and like painted metal that's kind of rusted or like faded over time. And yeah, the gray, not only is there a lot more silver and gray in it, so it looks a lot more robotic looking, it also just, it's a lot more flat looking. It looks like there's been a lot of time used in this tow truck mode. And it being silver painted brown, I feel like it almost highlights some of these dents and bruises that were molded in, like all those screws that are very easily noticeable. And you can see them pretty well. Now, Trashmaster, they do not do that. Almost every piece on this guy is molded that color. Like this is brown, this is like sand brown, this is orange. None of it is painted. Besides this and that, and these windows, and this That's all. That's pretty much all the paint that there is. Which, for the parts that are painted, it looks nice. It kind of retains that said painted look that I kind of liked with the other one, but it's just way too flat, and I feel like the colors on them aren't really close enough to match, so they don't really feel like they fit together. And like I said, this one, the way it was painted, I feel like it kind of gave a bit more of a highlight to any of the dents and bruises that were painted on here. I don't know if you can see that. See that? This guy, it's all flat. Like here, there's supposed to be a dent here, but I didn't even notice it until closely looking at it. And yeah, this one dent almost kind of feels out of place because there's no other dents on here. Like if you can look at this guy for ages, and I assure you there won't be any more dents besides that one little dent right there. And again, if you are going for the damaged cyberpunk look, like here we could see some bruising with a patch on it, more patches, even more patches, and then this like weird wheel thing is like all broken. This screams junk and garbage in a good way. Well, this ironically does not scream junk at all, despite being a garbage truck. Anyways, enough about the vehicle modes, and let's start talking about the Evo Fusion again. If you remember from my previous video about this guy, I talked about how he was capable of doing a special thing called Evo Fusion, which is pretty much kind of like you take him apart and then turn him into armor for other robots. Excuse my sniffliness today. And so, like I said earlier, this guy can also do Evo Fusion, but instead of becoming armor for other guys, he's almost adapted to kind of be covered by the Evo Fusion armor. So if you remember earlier, I talked about how this front piece can kind of be removed like so, and then the back can also be removed by taking this and just taking it off, but we won't really need to take them off for what I'm going to do, because his Evo Fusion does not really require removing the back legs. Once you get the front removed, this is probably one of the coolest things. You can take the front of this guy, remove these pieces,
Michael,
and then where the front bit originally once was, you can click it on there like that and make some sort of weird truck abomination. It doesn't really work as much as they say it does. I mean, it's cool, and it does start to bring out the more junk-esque look to him. And using a few more of the accessories, you can get an even more junk look out of him. And by playing around with it a little bit, I got this very cool looking actual junk looking truck here. As you can see on the top, I have these like little kind of pivoting little turrets I can move left and right, kind of like some sort of Star Wars ship. And then we got some bigger, fancier smokestacks to kind of go over the original ones. Then we got a hook on the back to help load garbage into the back. And then we have a spare tire on the side here. And then some hydraulics here to hold, or some suspension to hold the front piece in extra tight so it makes sure that this piece doesn't come off. Now, you might ask, what do I do with the rest of the extra pieces? Well, I made this cute little boxy looking truck. He's got some suspension, so he could be like one of those like fancy like bouncy cars with the fancy hydraulics, but really cursed. Hello, my name is Scrap Hook. Wee. Anyways, back to this guy. So yeah, once you upgrade him like this, it starts to look a lot more like a junk truck, like a giant truck that's made of garbage. I think this is what they plan for people to do when you buy both of them, like make this massive junk monster truck, which looks really cool. Now that I think about it, I really hope they make one of these, but a monster truck. So like you could kind of go along with the junk aesthetic, because a monster truck. It's kind of known for destroying trash cars by just rolling over them. Just makes sense. Yeah, this guy's pretty cool. You could drive over stuff. Got a giant plow in the front now with this piece, so you just... I'm having way too much fun with these. The Evo Fusion can also work the other way around. As you can see, I have Scrap Hook here, all armored up and souped up. He's got longer, bigger, bulkier legs. He's got this massive backpack, which is probably weighs about a ton, and is probably straining his back right now. And he's got these fancy hydraulics and armor and stuff, and he's got these pipes down on his legs. Hope maybe they can fold down like this and shoot stuff like. So yeah, these guys are really fun. There's still one more that I plan to pick up. I don't remember what his name was, but he's a motorcycle. Also, by the way, it's October now, so I plan to do some Halloween-related stuff. If you really want to see some sort of Halloween-related stuff, we could do some stuff. Just let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed today's video, please leave a like and subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And go check out my community tab, because I post there occasionally as well. And until next time, bye-bye. Hello, everybody. Oh, that was a bad take. And in today's review video, we're going to do one. Happy Halloween!